Hello. Welcome to Ethan's Bass World. I'm Ethan. Bass World. I am a Rush fan, but I've only been familiar with Hemispheres, 2112, Moving Pictures, Permanent Waves, the big ones, some of the big ones. And I'm doing a project now where I have gone from the very first album in 1974 until today, Roll the Bones 91, and I'm not going to stop here. I'm going to keep going and do all of them, and then I'll probably do all the live records. But this is a major project. I'm doing one album a day, one video a day, and it's not super time consuming, but it has taken up time and space in my heart and in my mind. It is time consuming because I listen to the album and then I listen to it like 2 or 3 more times because sometimes I don't understand my own opinions and then sometimes I get more confused. This album was less confusing for me. It was more of what I call a slam dunk. Now, it wasn't one of my favorite Rush albums, I'll be clear, but it really helped get them out of the 80s. I should also be clear on something else. I love most of their 80s albums, even the most 80s one of them all, in my opinion, which is Power Windows. Love it. But not every 80s record was a slam dunk. And sometimes I think the time period gets in the way of the artistry. This album is an example of how being in the 90s, creating among other 90s creators, I think was helpful to their artistry. I liked the sound of this record. When I think about the albums that I grew up on that are from 91, the first ones I think of course, are Blood Sugar Sex Magic and Nevermind. But there's this early 90s vibe that was really cool. And I think this album totally fits the bill for cool, experimental, interesting, but like badass early 90s vibe. Like this was a very, very cool album. And you guys that have been checking out my videos probably know that I'm not super good, especially on Rush lyrics, right? I'm not paying attention to a lot of the lyrics because there's so much music to take in. So I think when I revisit all of these albums, I will have more of a lyricist kind of focus. And I might even do videos where I focus on the lyrics. But you know what? This was one of the first records that stood out to me where I was thinking about lyrics. The other one is Signals, where I was really like, oh, like the lyrics are really, 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 really good. So I wrote down something from the song Dreamline, which is the first track. When we are young, wandering the face of the earth, wondering what our dreams might be worth, learning that we're only immortal for a limited time. That's mind-blowing, right? There's this period when you're young where you are immortal, and that changes when you get older. And that is such a universal experience that he really put to words. At least for me, I really connected with that. The other one that I wrote down I think is incredible. It's from the song Ghost of a Chance. It's also from the chorus of that song. I don't believe in the stars or the planets or angels watching from above, but I believe there's a ghost of a chance that we can find someone to love. Are you fucking kidding me? That's so incredible. That's so incredible. I can't wait to revisit. The problem with Rush is their music is so interesting that sometimes it's hard to understand or pay attention to the lyrics. There's so much going on. Maybe that's one of the benefits of them playing simpler music in the 80s and 90s, is that the music is toned down a little bit and you can kind of be like, what was that lyric again? That was wild. Super poetic, very, very beautiful. But let's talk about the rap. That was hilarious. I wasn't expecting rap on any of these albums, but like this was like a very particular like 1991. I don't know if it was like Chili Peppers influenced or if they were like listening to some gangster rap, but like we're so white and Canadian that it just sounded really hilarious. Like it was so out of place. But for some reason, I was just like it didn't bother me, and I embraced its silliness in a way. I know I talked about the last record, Presto, being kind of silly, but it felt less self-aware to my. I mean, I only listened to it twice, so I really need to revisit it. But that album felt like they were silly and they didn't know why. But this one felt like we're being silly on purpose. And I have something else to say on that subject, and it is track 5, which is I've been waiting for an instrumental track. I feel like they haven't done one in a while, like a good instrumental prog. This was kind of like a funky prog instrumental, and it's called "Where's My Thing?" in parentheses Part 4 Gangster of Boats Trilogy. I'm ruining the joke by explaining it, but Part 4 of a trilogy. Come on, that's really funny. This album was super refreshing for me because I was getting kind of worried about Rush. As much as I loved the 80s stuff, the new directions, sometimes I was just missing that pure trio format. And I feel like in the last record, they were trying to get back to that, but it wasn't quite there yet. Like, to me, the songs weren't as on point, especially the recording. It just like, it was kind of tinny sounding in the last record, but I felt a little bit more presence of bass. Oh, you know what? Before I forget, one of my complaints, weirdly enough, is just about the bass tone on certain tracks. What I think this record is it's kind of like it's coming back to rock and roll, but he's still using like a clean, funky, like I don't know if he used the wall bass or whatever, and it's like almost a little too funky and flea-ish for my taste. Like I almost want him to have like the 1972 jazz bass with the fuzz, or the Rickenbacker with like a little distortion. Like I want it a little grittier for some of the rock songs, but like it's hard to be too mad at clean bass tone. That being said, bass playing is on point. All the musicianship is super on point. I just connected with the songs a lot more. I noticed the lyrics more. I felt like, oh, this is a record I'm gonna like find on CD and like keep in my truck and like listen to, definitely like by choice more often. I really dug this record. I thought it was really, really good. It makes me excited for the 90s. I'm really hopeful for like Counterparts or whatever the other ones are called. Test for Echo. I don't know. I see this is I'm becoming a Rush fan, so I'm learning all my shit now. I really liked this one. I really, really dug it. It wasn't my favorite, but it was like I was like, oh, I will be listening to this over and over. It's awesome. Super, super great. So have a great day, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Bye-bye.